Pratoni del Vivaro in the volcanic hills south of Rome is the venue for the 2007 European Eventing Championships. Welcome to Highlights. In the run-up to these championships, all eyes have been on the reigning European and world champion Zara Phillips. She took the eventing world by storm 2 years ago at Blenheim to become European champion, and then showed that this was absolutely no fluke by claiming the world title a year later in Aachen in the World Equestrian Games. Well, to find out how preparations were going for this championships, we caught up with chef de keep Yogi Breisner.
The horse has been going really well right through the summer, and he's been campaigned with this competition in mind, and he's got out here in a good form, and he's working well, and we're very happy with him. It's very hilly here, which we knew it was going to be, and I think it's a very cleverly designed course. There are some big fences, and there are some quite tricky combinations. Obviously, it all depends also on how tight the time rides in the end of the day, and what the weather does, because you get some rain and then the whole competition could change. But no, we feel up for it.
Yes, Great Britain having won the last 6 championships, but Germany would be the favourites after winning the world title in Aachen last year. And they also had a slight change in their team, in that Dirk Schrader, who was going to be the lead-off for their team, his horse had to withdraw, so Ingrid Klimke came in on her new horse, Abraxas, rather than the Bettina Hoy, who was riding as an individual. Well, with me, as usual, is Mike Tucker, the voice of equestrianism. And Mike, Ingrid Klimke, daughter of the great Dr. Rainer Klimke, and an expert at this discipline.
Yes, she actually has represented Germany in this Olympic discipline on its own. But this is an interesting horse, because Abraxas, very inexperienced, came to the test event in April, actually had a fall, didn't get a qualification, and went to Streszcom in Poland, where she got a qualification and won. Gives Germany a very, very good start.
Yes, 31.5, the best score on the first day, but on the second day, things really hotted up. Here was Bettina Hoy, riding as an individual on Ringwood Cockatoo, and would put up a brilliant performance.
This certainly one of her strong phases, but the dropping of her from the team has really fired Bettina, and with Andrew, her husband, here, they have put in a lot of work in the last 24 hours, and it shows. This horse is always one that inspires the judges to good marks, and they had every reason again to use the full marks, each movement out of 10, and this horse a really good mover and very accurate. Bettina's own temperament has perhaps been in question in the past, but it certainly wasn't in question here in the dressage arena in Pratoni. Beautiful extended trot, really coming from behind, and then a very smooth transition down to working trot. Just not all square in the halt. Perhaps not the very best 4 paces back, but will still score well. And into the canter. Everything to like about this test. Again, so accurate.
And I've never seen the horse look better, Mike.
Well, with Andrew very much in the management of this combination, that's husband Andrew, of course, this horse will be fit to run for his life. They've put a lot of time. He's been spared competitions this time, especially for these championships.
16 years young now, Ringwood Cockatoo, but he would go into the lead at 27.1 as all the cameras were clicking as Zara Phillips came in to do her test on Toy Town, and she'd had lots of help, Mike, in her preparations.
Yes, she had. Sadly, Phillips works with Zara to really get the best out of this horse, and a quick break will lose her a mark or two. But they have worked very hard. Sometimes the combination can get a little uptight and lose an odd movement or two. When I mean lose, the marks will go down. But looking very relaxed. They had the advantage of a public outing after the dressage had finished at the Blenheim International 3-day event, which would have given them a very, very good warm-up. And Jenny Lauriston Clark gave this combination 80% of good marks. Very, very good indeed. Look at that. Really relaxed walk. And the music is interesting here because it changes for each pace of the horse. The rhythm of the music changing to the pace. First time it's done in eventing dressage, normally done in the pure dressage discipline. But this is a very good performance from the reigning world and European champions.
Great counter-canter there, and one more flying change on the centre line, absolutely on the button. In fact, the test has got better and better.
Whether it's good enough to get ahead of Bettina is perhaps questioned, but I think the British trainers in the background will be saying, have we got close enough? And I think the answer is yes.
Well, she broke 30, 29.8 for Zara Phillips and Toy Town. A great start for her defence of her title, but here is a combination that she would fear. Nicolas Douzin, Galin de Sauvagère for France, the winners of the European title in 2003. So nearly won the gold medal in Athens until everything unravelled in the second show jumping competition. But this combination have been in flying form. 5 competitions this year, 5 wins.
Really good moving, and not only good moving, but big moving horse. Beautifully controlled. An outstanding equestrian family. His uncle, of course, manager of the team. And he and his father being very instrumental of this lad's development. An outstanding European championship, 2 world champions, 4 European champions in the field, including Nicolas, and they're on form. Lovely rhythmical counter-canter and a flying change right on the marker. The question is, has that been good enough to get ahead of Bettina Hoy and Ringwood Cockatoo? They, remember, on a dressage score of 27.10.
Well, it wasn't far off. 29.4 for the Frenchman. Put him into second, behind Bettina Hoy, with Zara Phillips in third and Ingrid Klimker in fourth after the dressage.